Hey everyone, my name is Roman and I'm going to be going through the Unity tutorial video, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple setup for your game. So we are going to open up Unity, and I already have a project running, but I'm going to start up a new one. So go over here to File, New Project, and you'll probably start off with this screen if you haven't been using Unity. So you're going to go ahead and do Create New Project, and we're going to save it, put it in a location. Where should we put it? Let's go ahead and do put it in Unity projects. I'll just make a new folder called tutorials, and then we're gonna make a new folder. This is where the game is gonna go. So this is gonna be called tutorial game. You can name it whatever you want, the actual name of your game, and then don't double click it, just leave it like that and click select folder. And now we have it saved there into that directory, and we're gonna import some things. So they're called Unity packages, and there's a few of them that come in automatically. So we have character controller, which we want to be checked. We want light flares, particles, scripts, scroll down, skyboxes. Let's do terrain, so we can make the ground and have beautiful assets for the terrain. Also, we could do water if you want, and that's about it. And right here you can set if it's gonna be a 3D game or a 2D game. They already give you like a setup for it, which is really nice. It's a new feature in the new Unity update. So let's go ahead and click create. Now it's gonna build that project with all those packages that we want to be imported. And so this is just going to be the very basics. So if you're already advanced in Unity, then you can go ahead and skip ahead to other tutorials I'll have, or I do have already. But this is great for people who are brand new to Unity and they'd like to learn about it. So we're going to go nice and slow, and we're going to make sure that you learn everything in and out, understand the concept of what things do, the functions, and so you know how to use it dynamically instead of just following the direct things that I do. You'll know what happens when you do this, what happens when you do that, which is really nice. Okay, so here's the load up screen, the very start. So we have the scene view right here, and it shows this, what you see, the grid, which are all these lines, the camera right here, and then this neat little contraption. So I'll tell you more about that, but also there's the game tab. Click that, and it shows the preview of our game, like what you would see whenever you're playing the game. So it's like a little test view. And so those are the two main ones. There's hierarchy, which is a list of all the game objects that are in your scene. Now there's a difference between scene and project. Project is the full game, every single map, as you call it, a menu, all those within a project, and the scene is its own map, menu, loadout, screen, anything that's within the game. And they're all unique. You can make them all unique. So let's say this is like the menu, scene. We'd name it, instead of untitled, we'd name it as menu. And then we'd make another one like level 1. And then, so whenever you click play, you go to level 1. And that would be like where your character runs around or whatever. So those are like different scenes. Those are called scenes, those different levels. And then here we have project, which is this full box right here, which has all your assets. That assets are basically all the little things that you would have that aren't in the game, but you can add them to the game. It's like your little palette for like painting. It's all your colors. Then you use them to create your project, your game. So what would be in a project, like your assets? What would be your assets? Could be scripts that you use, code. Scripts mean code. And then your prefabs, which are prefabricated objects that, so they're like models. They could be models, which are like physical objects. So there's more that can go here, and you'll learn more about it whenever we further progress through this tutorial and other tutorials. So, so now you know what the project hierarchy scene in game views are. They're like windows. And then right here, inspector, which is like the properties for every object. So like if I click camera, main camera, right here in the hierarchy, you see it selects, highlights this camera right here. And here are all the properties that you can change, mess with, whatever, to you know, change whatever you want your camera to do. So before we get into that, you see like I can pan like that, zoom, and change my angle, my view of the world. So those are the three main things, and as you can see, I do it. As I do it, right here, these little buttons change. Like I'll pan, you see the hand highlights, and then I'll stop, and I'll go back to this little arrow icon, and then whenever I look around, you see the hand turns into an eyeball, and it's highlighted. That means my view. I'm changing the view. I can look around. And then zooming, it doesn't show it here, but it's just still something that happens. So to pan, like this, to move the camera around, all I'm doing is clicking down the scroll wheel. Just clicking down and then just dragging the mouse around. You have to be holding the scroll wheel as you do it, and then just let go. And then that's how you do it. Click, drag, let go. Click, drag, let go. So that's how you move around the scene. That's how you pan. And then to change your view on the world, you click down the right mouse button, click and hold it, and then drag, and it'll change your view, side, up, down, and as you see, you can keep going down, keep going down, keep going down, and now you're like upside down. So it has like a full range of movability. You can look all the way, do all these loops, whatever. So also with views, that's whenever this thing comes in handy. So you can see there's a Y with a little green arrow pointing down, Z with one going that way, and X with one going that way. And as you can see, as we change our view, that little icon moves. So it has to do something with the view, right? So whenever I click Z, and you see it highlights whenever I go over it, click it, changes to a front view. It actually tells you right here, which is nice. And then you click X, right there, just click it, right view, and then see how this is front? Remember, front, right? Well, if I click this, which is the opposite of front, it must be back. Perfect. And then Y, it's going to be a top view. And then we can go back to our front view right there. And then opposite of Y, which is the bottom one, it's going to be the bottom view. So now you're looking at the world from the under perspective. And left view, which is the opposite of the X right there. Left, right. Okay, so that's how you get different views. And also, there's two different types of camera projections. Okay, so there's the regular, typical type of, you can see right here, it's like three lines that look like a headlight, sort of, like flashing light. And that's what like our regular, like our eyeballs, how they can see the world. But whenever you click the box in the center, it changes it to an orthographic or ISO view, which gives us this weird picture-like flat view, almost like a 2D sort of view, but still 3D. It's very strange, but you'll get the hang of it, and it's very nice. So, like if you want to go to the front view again, it gives you a perfect front view instead of the weird perspective view. You can go to orthographic, and it gives us a nice clean look, like the grid and everything. So you have a better view of your objects, you right, top, It's a nice clean view of the world. Let's go back to perspective, which is the more normal look. Okay, so now we are going to learn how to select objects, focus on them, and mess with the properties a bit. Okay, so to select an object, you can click with the left mouse button, drag, and you get like this selecting box, and it selects the object just like that. And you can click with the left mouse button anywhere, and it'll deselect it. So let's go ahead and select that. Oops. Okay, and so remember, it shows its properties right here in the inspector view. It also highlights our object that's selected. Okay, so transform right here. It's this first box that you can minimize, open, close. It gives you 3 attributes for it: position, rotation, and scale. Scale doesn't matter because it's a camera, and it's just, scale is not necessary for cameras. There's rotation and position, which are the most important ones. So position obviously repositions the camera. You can change its value for the x-axis, y-axis, and z. And then same with rotation, x, y, and z. So let's say if you want your position on x to be 5, click 5, moves it 5 units over. You can click enter, and that's it. Go back to 0, and it automatically sets it to 1, -10, because the very center of the world of this scene is this point right here. So it sets it back 10, remember, -10 for the z, and z is going along this way. As you can see by this arrow pointing, that's z. So -10 from here to right there. And then y plus 1 to +1, so it goes up 1. So whenever we go to a side view, it's -10 plus 1. So that's its default position for a new scene. You'll always get that. But since we're making a menu, we can go ahead and just center it. So we're going to, you can either do 0, 0, and it'll put it right to the center of the scene, or a quicker way of doing that, if it's -10, like that, you can just go to transform right here. It's a little title for this component. You right click it, you get this little drop down menu, and click reset. And it resets all its values: 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so now it's back to the center of the world, the scene. And that's all we're going to be doing for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and please continue watching further tutorials. So cheers.